Hello, welcome to my channel, Best Budgets, where I try to make the best out of my budget. In today's video, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be setting up for the paycheck that I am receiving on August 28th. So I am setting up for this paycheck that I am receiving. We just went ahead and closed out the paycheck that I did receive on the 14th. So we're going to go ahead and look at the paycheck that I'm getting for the 28th. And of course, this paycheck is going to be covering bills for the following first couple of days in September, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have going on. If you guys haven't seen my last video, go ahead and check it out. I did close out this previous week, so we're going to go ahead and look at the next paycheck that I am receiving on August 28th, okay? So this is going to be week 4 of my budgeting. This paycheck is going to go from August 21st all the way to August 31st, and then whatever I have left over, I am going to roll over to the next week, okay? So we are looking at August 28th, 26th paycheck, okay? So what I am budgeting for this week, I am budgeting bill pay to come in, because I do have bills that I need to pay this week before I get paid on the 28th. I am budgeting for the rollover from last week in account number 1 and in account number 2. I am also budgeting my source number 1, which is my earned income. I am also budgeting core money to come in, and I'm budgeting source 4 money to come in, okay? So I know I don't have enough lines for all the sources of incomes or things that I do bring in, so I just like kind of write them off to the side. So for the source number 4, I'm budgeting $80. For core, I am budgeting $120 to come in. My bill pay account, I am budgeting $587. For rollover in account number 1, I am budgeting $164.55. In account number 2, I am budgeting $155.96. Okay. Let me see something real quick. I think that looks a little better. Okay. Alright. So source number 1's account, I am budgeting, this is earned income. I like to keep it budget about $17.50. Even though it is going to be a little bit more, but that's just my minimum, okay? So we have our inflow written down. I'm going to be adding this up. So I have 80 plus 120 plus 587 plus 164.55 plus 155.96 plus 17.50. That gives us a inflow total for week 4 budgeted at $28.57.51. Okay, so the bills that we have to pay this week is it's much, okay, you guys. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is write in all the bills, and I will be right back. Alright, so as you all can see, we went ahead and written in our fixed expenses that's due. There's a whole bunch of like car notes going on, and yearly bills that's due. So let's go ahead and look at the bills that's due this week, okay? So for my car insurance, that is due on the 21st. My renter's insurance is due on the 24th. Apple storage is due on the 26th. My YouTube TV is due on the 29th. One of my car notes is due on the 21st. Ring alarm is due on the 22nd. One of the other car notes is due on the 21st. Another car note is due on the 28th. My student loan, I'm paying number 27, which I'm going to double that, and that's due on the 28th. This is like when I get my paycheck. So Discover, I am paying on the 28th as well. My light bill, the other half, I'm paying this paycheck, and then I am paying investments. So every paycheck that I do receive, I like to put something towards my investments and my student loan. This paycheck, I'm not putting nothing towards rents or car insurance because I did save the previous 2 weeks. So I got this first half with this paycheck and the second half with this paycheck. Okay, so I don't need to save for September's rent again because it's already put away. Car insurance is already put away, so that's already squared away. So that's why I'm actually paying a little bit more towards like my Discover, things like that, and I am also saving as well. Okay. So for my car insurance, I am budgeting $220. For my renter's insurance, I'm budgeting $30.75. Apple Storage is getting $9.99. My YouTube TV is getting $82.99. My Klarna, one of them is getting $28.31. My Ring Alarm subscription for the year is $200. So that will be getting taken out of for the year. The second Klarna is $21.44. The third Klarna is $24.05. So that's like over $60, $70 worth of debt payments I'm paying this week alone. So my student loan, I'm doubling the $27, so that would be $54. Discover, I'm actually paying $247. I did put more charges on the card, so I just want to make sure I pay that off. For the lights, I'm going to be budgeting $150 with this paycheck. Even though it's like $130, I'm still going to budget $150. In my investments, like I said, I invest $25 every paycheck. Okay, so these are all the bills that I have to pay within this week. We're gonna go ahead and add them up and see what we get. Okay, so we have $220 plus $30.75 plus $9.99 plus $82.99 plus the $28.31 plus 200 plus 2144 plus 2405 plus 54 plus 247 plus 150 plus 25. Whew. Okay, you guys. So we do get a fixed expense total of $1,093.53. Okay, and I know that is correct because I'm looking at my rough draft, and that's exactly what I did get. Okay, so we are going to be looking at the 28. That's exactly why I saved the previous week for these bills, because $167 is within these bills. Okay, so like I said, even though I do get paid this week, it's going to be later on during the week, so I still got, like I said, I got bills due before the 28th. Okay, so we have 28.57.51. I hope you guys can see. Okay, so we're going to subtract 1,093.53. That gives us a leftover of $1,763.98. Now remember, I still got bills that's due next week between the 1st and the, let me see, the 1st and I think the 11th before I get paid again. So remember, I still got these bills I have to pay with this paycheck. So that's why when I get to this area, you guys are going to see I'm putting money away for the next following week, because I have this bill, I have this, I have this, I have bills before the 11th. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and look at the variable expenses, okay? So for my variable expenses, you guys know we have gas, household, food out, me, daughter, we have son, we have miscellaneous, I have groceries, and then I have cars. Okay, so with the I have leftover of $1,763.98. So for gas, I am budgeting $80 this week. I do have to travel. Household is getting $0. Food out is getting $100 this week. We're doing a birthday dinner for my sister, so I do want to make sure I have some money for that. Me, I am budgeting me $120. I am actually getting my hair done too as well, so I'm gonna use some money for that. My daughter is receiving $0. Son receiving $0. My son is taking pictures though, I think on the 27th. He is. So I know I'm gonna be spending money on him, but I don't know how much. So whenever it come out, that's what we're gonna do the actual with. But I know he is taking pictures next week. So I do have to remember that. They've been emailing me about it, so I can't forget, right? They want to make sure they're going to get your money, okay? So for miscellaneous this week, I am budgeting $50 as well. Every week I try to budget $50. Groceries, I'm budgeting $150 every week as well. And then cars, I didn't budget nothing for cars, okay? So all together, we have 80 plus 100 plus 120 plus 50 plus 150. That gives us a variable expense total of $500. So if I take my $1,763.98, I subtract 500, that gives us $1,263.98. And the reason why it's so much is because I didn't have to put away half of rent or half of my car insurance, so that's already been done. So this is like actually like my third paycheck in July, basically, because I already used that paycheck. I used this paycheck for the first week of August, and then I used August paycheck for the second pay, and then this paycheck kind of like a little extra one for me, even though I am paying bills with it, still extra. Okay, so my savings goals. So as you guys know, I have my moving / core, because that's exactly where it sits at. I have my emergency, I have car maintenance, I have bill pay, I have gifts, holiday, and travel. I have my car insurance deductible / earthquake insurance deductible. I have my bill pay for next week, and that's where I was talking about I'm going to be putting this money in the account for the next week's bills. And then I have my back to school for my son for 2027 school year. Okay, so I'm already going to get started on that as well. These kids get big during the year, so I'm trying to make sure that he can, be able to go shopping for shoes, clothes, underclothes, everything for next year. Okay, so for my moving, so let's go ahead and bring this $1,263.98. My daughter is 18. She graduated already. She's actually already working, so I really don't have really do much for her unless she asks me or she's low or anything of that nature. I'll go ahead and help her out. So yeah, I only got one more child to raise, and that's it. I'm done with raising people. Okay, so for my core / moving, I am going to be budgeting $200. Like I said, I want to move, so I'm trying to, this is like a priority, and the emergency is the second priority. So I'm getting $25 for that. I'm putting $25 away for that. Everything else is getting this normal. So $13 for car maintenance. Bill pay is getting $13. Gifts, holiday, and travel is getting $26. Earthquake insurance slash car insurance deductible is getting $13. Next week's bill pay, I added up everything, and that is $338 for next week's bill pay. Okay, so I am putting that money away, and then my son gets $20 every paycheck to help for back to school expenses for next year. So by next July, he should have a pretty good amount. I'm putting like $40 away each paycheck. I might put in a little bit more if I do get a little extra income. So this equals, let's see, 200 plus 25 plus 13 plus 13 plus 26 plus 13 plus 338 plus 20. That gives us a savings total of $648. All right. So we have 1,263.98. We are going to subtract 648. That gives us a leftover of 615.98. Okay, which is still a good amount of money, you guys. So I'm putting my money away for the bills, so the bills are already paid for next week. So this $615 is probably going to go towards variable expenses like gas, you know, eating out, groceries. So that's what it's going to have to do. Okay, so roll over, because I don't budget my variable expenses. I don't take it out in the paychecks. I just pay my bills. So the variable expenses are hit and miss. So if I got it, I got it. If I don't, I don't. But I try to make sure I budget for groceries and gas. Like, that's the main two things I try to budget for. Everything else can be on the back burner. As far as cars, miscellaneous, my daughter needs some. I try to stay stocked up on certain things so I don't have to spend on it every month. Okay, so for account number 1, I am budgeting. I did do the pre-work already for this, so I'm budgeting $254.80. And then in account number 2, I am budgeting $361.18. Okay, so altogether that is the $615.98 with 0 left over. Oh man. All right, you guys, so this is a look at the paycheck that I'm going to be receiving on the 28th, plus the bills I am paying before I get my paycheck. I'm paying my bills, we got food and gas, I am putting away money, and we got some money to roll over. So that's pretty good, you guys. Okay, this is a win in my book. Now when we get to the actual side, now that's the side that we're going to see if we win or we lost. Okay, so right now it's looking like we winning. Okay, so anyways, that is all that I have for you guys today. You guys go ahead and look at my previous videos. Like I said, I did close out last week, and we did just set up for this week. Let me see. I think that's about it, you guys. I don't have nothing else. But I would like to thank you all so much for joining me today in this budget with me, you guys. And until next time, we probably will be coming back on my payday next Friday to see what we have spent and things of that nature. So thank you guys all so much for watching me today. And if you can, please go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe. And until next time, you guys take care. Bye-bye.